Right now on Caps 13 News, Pittsburg State hosts its first TEDx speaking event, and a local business targets Campus Greek life with their first ever sorority night. Plus, spring practice begins for the Pittsburg State football team. All that and more on this edition of Caps 13 News.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of Caps 13 News. I'm Caden Milner.
And I'm Hannah Short. A new comedy series comes to Pittsburgh's Memorial Auditorium.
And the Pittsburg State Indoor Track Team looks to capture a national championship. But first, a new grant is intended to get Crawford County residents up and moving. Residents in southeast Kansas may soon find walking outdoors easier. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment is donating $10,000 to the Crawford County Health Department in order to fund improvements to an area on 29th and Joplin Street in Pittsburgh. The money will be used for projects such as crosswalk improvements and trail connections. 9 other counties will also receive the grants, which will range from $5,000 to $10,000.
On Tuesday, Pittsburg State hosted its first ever TEDx event in the Miller Theater of the Bicknell Center. The event gave attendees the opportunity to see presentations from various members of the Crawford County area. Notable speakers from PSU include Assistant Director of Student Diversity Programs Hank Wallace III, Professor of Finance Dr. Kevin Bracker, Senior Mitzi Pena, as well as Student Body President Hank Cloninger and Vice President Colleen Gladden. The program was independently organized by Pitt State student Courtney Blankenship in association with the TED Conference.
A Japanese dance group made a stop in Pittsburgh to teach and perform a traditional dance. The group, Takarabyun, spent the first part of the Tuesday evening exhibiting the Awa Odori dance style to the Midwest Regional Ballet at Memorial Auditorium. Awa Odori dates back to 450 years ago as a lively harvest dance, which was accompanied by powerful percussion. Later that evening, Takarabyun held a free performance open to the public. Their next destination after Pittsburgh, Switzerland.
A new comedy series comes to Pittsburgh's Memorial Auditorium and Convention Center, featuring a new comedian appearing weekly. Daniel Camp has more.
Try this when you visit your Latino Hispanic friends' houses. It's very easy, super fun. It's called Count the Jesuses. Good times.
The start of something new in the area, the Memorial Auditorium is bringing in comedians for a series of shows called It Came from the Basement.
The show is a 90-minute comedy show that we put together with Bizarre Entertainment out of Tulsa. They do all the booking at the Looney Saloon, and I had been looking, one of my initiatives when I came to Pittsburgh was to reach out to the younger audience, and I wanted to do that through music, through comedy, through theatrical presentations. So I started contacting comedy clubs to find out if I could work with their comedians, and I was directed to Bizarre Entertainment. And we started talking about what this could be, and the idea that on a Wednesday night we can put together some really great comedians before they play in Tulsa or Kansas City or Oklahoma City.
Apparently Chris had reached out to a couple of my peers, and one hasn't been doing it long enough and just felt it was something that they couldn't handle at this time, and the other one was just too busy. And so I've been doing this for 6 years as of Sunday. Actually, 6 years of promoting, and they gave me Chris's information, and Chris got my information, and we touched base about a month ago. Biggest goal is to give something for the younger crowd to do, and then also still have entertainment for the older crowd. So we really wanted to bring in our first 6 comics, somebody that has the material and style of comedy that would appeal to the college-age kids. Plus, it gives kids that are 18 that are in college that can't hang out with their 21-year-old friends something they could do together.
What is it like performing in smaller towns compared to bigger cities?
You know, I like performing in small towns because people are usually more into it. If you go to a big city where there's a lot of stuff to do every night, you've got all these options, people are kind of like tuned out, like I could have been at this party, I could have been seeing this band.
Colleges can be a problem for some comedians, but this is a great opportunity for those up and coming.
It's a double-edged sword because it gives us an opportunity to jump on a niche market that was hard to get in, but because of the bigger known comics are refusing, it's scaring people because they feel that they're intimidated. You know, it's somewhere along the line people forget that our job is to make people laugh. not take it so serious. So I think that the comics I'm bringing in, and some of them have done colleges, but that did cause a huge rift in the industry when that happened.
I see big name comedians turning down college gigs as a good opportunity for guys like me, because when you're a not famous comedian, there's a few ways you can kind of make money. You know, colleges are one way. You know, people do writing or corporate events or whatever, and for me, I do some colleges, and it's always, you know, kind of helps me pay the bills. And it's like I always feel like when people are like, I was shut down for being politically incorrect, it's usually because they just weren't that funny.
With other comedians looking at problems with political correctness, how is it affecting your guys' industry?
It's the risk of being misunderstood. Like, if you think about like Jonathan Swift's Modest Proposal, that old funny essay about eating babies, it wouldn't be funny if it was called Jonathan Swift's Fake Proposal for How We Should Eat Babies. That's totally a joke. That completely takes all the funniness out of it.
The Memorial Auditorium will host a weekly show ending on May 3rd. To purchase tickets, you can call at 620-231-7827 or go online at the City of Pittsburgh's website, www.pittkis.org, and search for the Memorial Auditorium. For CAPS 13, I'm Daniel Camp.
Coming up, we'll take a deep dive into our Campus Club of the Week.
And a local business hosts their first ever sorority night for Pittsburgh State students. Keep it right here.
Welcome back. For this week's Club Deep Dive, our very own Jason Davis goes inside a campus organization whose roots reach far beyond the Pittsburgh State campus boundaries.
You'll ask me about.
Cru is a national Christian organization comprised of multiple military and family ministries. It also has many groups and colleges, including here at Pitt State.
I got involved with Cru last semester. I was really searching for an on-campus Christian community, and I got involved in a couple of other organizations. And I met one of the people who's very active here in Cru, and she invited me to come every week. And so I finally came one day, and I ended up staying just because of the atmosphere and how awesome everyone is here. But I first heard about Cru through a mutual friend of another organization.
Besides meeting once a week for discussion, Cru does other activities as well.
We've done outreach events on campus, we've gone on camping trips, and then we have our after Cru after our weekly meeting, and it's always really fun and a lot of laughs and food usually, and playing basketball even though I'm terrible at it, and just having a lot of fun together.
The outreach programs on campus are not the only ones Cru endeavors. The most notable in recent memory was their trip to San Diego, California.
And it was really cool to reach out to the locals and also reach out to the different schools that we went to, and also our various outreaches. It was really cool to just kind of see where they're coming from and like approach them in a way that they can understand and kind of hear what their perspective is on it.
Outside of the kindness they try to spread to their communities and everyone they meet, Cru is a place where people can check in with each other for support, as well as reaffirm their faith with God. For CAPS 13, I'm Jason Davis.
A kidnapping call to Pittsburgh police resulted in multiple arrests early Tuesday morning. Police responded to a call about a female being forced into a vehicle at 20th and the Bypass in Pittsburgh. Officers found the car in question on West 22nd Street. Upon searching the vehicle, officials allegedly found methamphetamine, marijuana, and prescription medication. Police charged all 4 occupants of the vehicle with various violations. The investigation is ongoing at this time.
For the 4-state area, the beginning of spring also marks the beginning of the severe weather season. With the long showers already here, local authorities are recommending you take plans for more volatile weather. Along with being aware of the closest shelter, the Pittsburgh Police Department also emphasizes that being able to receive live updates on the weather is crucial during the season. For students, Lieutenant Tim Tompkins stresses the importance of knowing the campus.
If you're in a classroom in Russ Hall, where do you go for shelter? If you're in your dorm room, where do you go for shelter? If you're at the Weed Gymnasium, where do you go for shelter? So having those plans in place ahead, probably very important.
Decides to host a unique fundraiser to support a cause important to her. Ashley Denton is raffling off a $200 gift certificate for Brick House Tattoos in Joplin to benefit suicide prevention. Tickets for the raffle are $1 and are available from 11:30 to 2:30 in the Student Center, with no limit on the number of tickets each person can buy. Supporters can also donate online at www.gofundme.com/makesuicidepreventable. Donors who include an email with their donation will also qualify for the raffle. The winner will be announced on April 2nd on Denton's Facebook and through email.
A local business is reaching out to Pitt State sorority members. Hannah gives us a closer look.
Pittsburgh's Merle Norman is hosting its first ever sorority night on Thursday, April 12th at 6 p.m. Manager Shelby Slocum tells us more.
We are having a Greek night in order to raise awareness of our makeup studio in Pittsburgh. The event will include refreshments, hors d'oeuvres, a makeup tutorial, and then special Greek discounts.
The brand has been around since the 1920s, and Shelby hopes that this event will help create interest in the younger generations.
I just kind of want to spread awareness to the younger target market due to Pittsburgh college students not really knowing about Merle Norman because it is an older brand, but the makeup is wonderful and I just kind of want to spread that to everyone.
Employee Emily Mivis is also excited for the opportunity to share her love for the company.
The sorority girls that come to the event will learn from the makeup artists about how to contour their makeup and really use the products to the best of their ability. That way the makeup can really enhance their natural features.
For more information or to sign up for sorority night, please contact a Greek advisor or call the studio at 620-231-2760. For CAPS 13 News, I'm Hannah Short.
Coming up, spring football practice begins for Pittsburgh State. Drake Watkins has your CAPS 13 sports update right after this break. Welcome back to CAPS 13 News. I'm Caden Milner.
And I'm Hannah Short. Caden, did you know that the Incans are credited with domesticating the modern-day potato?
I did not know that.
They are, and potatoes also allowed for substantial population growth in France in the early 1800s.
Huh, that's an interesting fact about potatoes that I did not know. But you know what I do know? Is that potatoes go good in soup. Stephanie Powers gives them the liquid treatment in this week's cooking segment.
Since we are cooking and going to be handling the food, make sure you wash your hands first, you nasties. Now we can get cooking. One of the easiest things to make is soup, and my favorite comfort food, especially in a crock pot, is loaded potato soup. Call it baked potato soup if you want, whatever. It's delicious and so easy. These 5 ingredients only cost me maybe $10. Step 1, plug it in. So with our crock pot on low, we're gonna add 1 whole bag of cubed up hash browns, 2 cups finely shredded cheddar cheese, 32 ounce of, and I highly recommend, Swanson chicken broth. And yep, I'm gonna name drop again, but Campbell's Cream of Chicken is gonna give you the best flavor. The little 10 ounce can is all you need of condensed cream of chicken soup. The only somewhat difficult part of this is going to be opening the cream cheese. Now, I set mine out to soften for a little bit. If you don't have time for that, that's fine. You can just sort of cut it up like so, and that makes sure that it spreads out while it's cooking. Add them there like so, and then we'll give it a good stir. After we get it good and mixed, any good chef is going to tell you that for great flavor, what you need is salt and pepper to taste, which basically just means, I don't know, however much you want. You could be done there, but I'm gonna add my own special little twist to this one. Cheese's best friend, bacon. 1 bag of bacon bits-ish. Leave a little bit for the topping. We're gonna stir that in and then leave it sit 6 to 8 hours on low. If you're in a hurry, want it to be done by the end of your night class, all you're gonna do is set it on high for 3 to 4 hours. Ugh, it's starving. And it smells like dinner's already done. Yum. Now, the only thing we have left to do is garnish. Just like a baked potato, we're gonna do a dollop, a few bacon bits, Little extra cheese never hurt anybody. What baked potato would be complete without a few chives? I think the bowl speaks for itself. For CAPS 13, I'm Stephanie Powers.
All right, well, that does it for this week's edition of CAPS 13 News. For archived content, visit pittstatetv.com.
Also, visit us on Twitter at @CAPS_13. Stay tuned to CAPS 13 for more great programming.